you believe that your services are worth what you charge, and you believe that you can help somebody when they pay your prices. That is going to create demand because the way you show up and the way you sell your services will be so much more potent and powerful than if you feel like shit, think your services can't help anyone, and think that your audience is full of judgmental bitches who are judging your every move. You're listening to the From Imposter to Empowered podcast. I'm your host, Jill Perrick, a business and mindset coach who specializes in imposter syndrome. If you feel like you're not as smart, capable, or worthy as you actually are, and that someone is going to find you out, then you've come to the right place. I went from being a struggling government worker, working my coaching business on the side, but feeling unworthy and burnt out, to making multiple six figures helping women overcome imposter syndrome so they too can sign clients, make bank, and have the business or career of their dreams. I am nothing special. I have a stuttering disability, ADHD, and I struggle with anxiety and depression. So if I can learn how to feel good enough and overcome my inner imposter, then so can you. Let's dig in. Hi, my loves. I hope you had a lovely Christmas or whatever holiday that you celebrate. We are coming up fast on the new year, and I am so proud of myself that I basically doubled what I made last year. Because last year, guys, 2022, it was a rough ride. It was a roller coaster. 2023 was the best. I thought 30 would be bitchin', but it wasn't at all. It was the Uber Eats era. I was in a coaching relationship that wasn't healthy or good for my growth whatsoever. And although halfway through, I did rebound when it came to sales and things were looking up about halfway through 2022, I really didn't feel like I got my confidence back until this year, until 31, guys. I was out of my fucking Saturn return, and now we are living. We're chilling. And my sales really reflected that. Like, your confidence, your self-belief, they are everything in this space. So I'm glad to be back, better than ever. My sales have never been higher. My clients have never been more aligned or happier. And I am just so fucking grateful for everything in my life, my pets, my fiance, my family, my friends, my business, and you all. Thank you so much for another amazing year of podcasts. We are well on our way to 100,000 downloads, and I'm just so friggin' grateful for you all. Now, before we get into this episode, the last episode of 2023 Greatest Hits, let me tell you how you can work with me in 2024. So right now, I'm on my little hiatus from Instagram. I always take 2 weeks off of the gram at the end of the year. It's the only time I ever delete the app and just let my brain cells regenerate. You know what I mean? So I am chilling right now, enjoying the holidays, going to the spa, reading my books, getting my clean on, eating good food. But when I get back, I am coming back full force, baby. And the Fraud Squad Mastermind calls begin in January. I'm so excited for all those clients in the Fraud Squad Mastermind. And I am launching a sales mini course, which I'm so fucking excited to launch to you. It's going to teach you exactly how to sell your offers when you create your content or as you are posting on stories, like step-by-step instructions, since y'all say how much you love when I sell my offers. This is also one of your last chances to get the High Vibe Holiday Bundle for less than $1,000. You can get a 90-minute mindset and business intensive with me, my stacked 30-day content challenge, the Empowered and Effortless Sales Bundle, and my content course, Unfiltered and Filthy Rich, all for under $1,000, which is insane. The content course itself is $1,000. So jump on the High Vibe Holiday Bundle now. And lastly, you can apply for one of my 2024 one-to-one coaching or one-to-one Voxer coaching spots, and you can do that at the link in my show notes as well. My one-to-one coaching containers are for women who like to move. They like to take action. They like to get coached through their mindset shit and transform on a deep identity level, and they want to bring in 5-figure months and 6-figure years. Okay, so that's all with the link in my show notes. Hop in there and see what tickles your fancy. All right, so now it's time for the last episode of 2023 and the last of the greatest hits of 2023. Let's dig into creating demand for your services with just your thoughts. So, it can be hard when you're growing an online business because you really can't rely on social media for validation that your business is working or that there's traction. Like, you might get engagement on your post, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're getting sales, right? Or you might be signing clients left and right, and be getting shitty engagement on your posts. There really is no equation that you can make when it comes to marketing on social media and actually seeing results in your business. And this is one of the things that my clients get caught up in the most when we start working together until I clean it up, right? So really, it's just a sense of control. If they're not seeing immediate results, they default to the easiest thing, which is their engagement and their metrics. But you guys have heard me rant about this before. Metrics on social media are not a good measurement of how your business is going. I get shit engagement and virtually no DMs, and I'm making 5 figures cash every single month. In this email program I took this year, they say that ultimately clicks don't matter. Yes, clicks on your links to your emails don't matter. We are so conditioned to beat the metrics to death, but they don't have to mean anything about how our business is doing. Because you can create demand for your services with just your thoughts. Let me paint you a picture here. You go to show up online. You feel anxious and already overwhelmed. You swipe to create an Instagram story. You stare at the screen. You don't know what to say. Maybe you post something after a little bit of deliberation, and then you think, they think I'm stupid. They don't know what I'm trying to say. They don't believe me. Or you post a client testimonial and you think, they think this isn't legit. They think it's fake. They don't know the behind the scenes. What if my client is annoyed that I'm sharing this? They're going to see that I'm using the same testimonial over again. You think that these are all true, real thoughts, but they are just a story your brain is telling you. And what do all of these thoughts have in common? You are viewing your audience as a bunch of judgy bitches instead of a community of people who want the solution that you're selling. You are viewing your audience and most likely your clients in a disempowered way. And what does that do to your energy when it comes to showing up? What does it do to your confidence when you sell? It certainly does not help. You create demand for your services by believing that your services are in demand by the person you want to work with. Let's take a look at my business, for example. I am an imposter syndrome business coach, and while my soulmate client is someone struggling with imposter syndrome, they are also someone who sees that is a problem and wants to feel more confident in themselves so they can sell their services and sign more clients. I tell myself this when I show up and create content for them, because I used to talk to the person who doesn't know what imposter syndrome is, or they think that they have it but don't see it as a problem. It was very convincing energy. Very much, I feel like I'm forcing you to want this energy. I had to instead look at it like, if this was my soulmate client, if they really wanted and needed my offer, how would I show up and speak to them? Hey guys, I hope you're loving today's episode. I am just taking a brief pause in today's episode to share with you a client testimonial. These testimonials are either from group coaching clients or clients who are in my one-to-one coaching program. And I can't wait for you to hear how I have changed their lives and their businesses for the better.
During the time that I worked with her, she gave me the courage to raise my prices. She held space for me as I worked through countless limiting beliefs and breakthroughs, and she supported me as I finally launched my first online course. She was always there when I needed her, and having her there to cheer me on and build me up and lovingly call me out on my bullshit helped me infinitely and enabled me to show up more powerfully and confidently for my audience and in my services. She's not my first coach, but she's the most attentive and insightful coach I've ever worked with. She's extremely generous with her time and her energy, and she always went above and beyond to support me during whatever I was facing.
Thank you guys so much for listening. Now let's get back to the episode. And not only that, but this is why I do what I do, because how you view yourself is just as important. You have to view yourself in an empowered way and as the person who can help them get results. If you have thoughts that you're not good enough and that you don't know if you'll be able to help someone if they work with you, you will subconsciously repel clients because of that fear. Remember, the brain prioritizes keeping you safe over growth and evolving and pushing past your comfort zone. This also makes sense when we're talking about showing up and putting yourself out there, because that can be really scary, and it makes sense that your brain would create negative stories about what others are thinking. You guys all know I have a stuttering disability, and in public school, By grade 4, we had to do speeches in front of the class. And even at that young age, because of my stutter, my brain created so many stories about what could go wrong, how kids would judge me, and kids are mean, you guys. And this is because it's the brain's job. It's the default reaction for the brain to look for the danger in any situation so we can keep ourselves safe. So when it comes to showing up and selling online, your brain will naturally default to negative thoughts you have about yourself. However, it will tell you that other people think those things, and they will feel like concrete facts in your brain instead of just a story that your brain is telling you. Your job as a coach who sells our services online starts way before you even open the Instagram app or LinkedIn, or when you record your podcast episodes for that week. It is a part of your job to be the most empowered version of yourself, and then the next part is to see your audience, your potential clients, and your clients in an empowering way as well. Think about this. You're selling tickets to an event where it's just you, your thoughts, and your services. When you show up, there's hundreds of people in the seats looking to you to help solve the problem that you say you can help them solve. They are there to listen, to watch, to learn, to hear from you. That is how you need to view your audience, no matter how many followers you have. Whenever my thoughts spiral, I remember that I have over 4,000 Instagram followers. 4,000. If 4,000 people were in a room looking at me, I would literally shit myself. And I can't even say that some don't count because of engagement, blah, 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 because last month I signed a client who paid in full for my 6-month container after following me for years, but my posts had just recently started showing up on her page. These people are here for you. They are interested in what you're saying. They care about what you're saying because people are busy and they only care about themselves. And they likely have their own limiting beliefs and bullshit that's holding them back. So no, they're not consuming themselves with you and what they think about you and if you're good enough. They just want their motherfucking problem solved. And you are the motherfucker that's gonna help them solve it, or they wouldn't be watching. Here's some things I think about my audience that you can borrow. I think that where there are 10 potential clients that I can see, there are 10 potential clients that I can't. There are so many people thinking about working with me. There are more potential clients in my audience than I can keep track of. Everything I share with my audience is valuable to them. My audience trusts me and values what I have to say. My audience likes me. My clients love when I share their wins. My audience is full of people who love my work, and that's why they follow me. My clients watch my stuff because they feel inspired when I show up. My audience is obsessed with how I show up so confidently. My audience believes in me to help them solve their problems, and they believe my testimonials when I share them. Those are just a few basic thoughts that I have about my audience because, again, I am viewing them in an empowering way as well as myself. Of course, I'm viewing myself in an empowering way. That's the bare minimum, but also I'm viewing them in an empowering way as well. Notice how often you view others in a disempowering way, especially when they're not doing things that you want them to do. It's easy to think that no one cares, that it's just friends and family, or that people are judging you when you show up if you're not seeing results yet. But you create results with how you show up and the things that you say. You create the demand for your services because you believe they are in demand. You believe that your services are worth what you charge, and you believe that you can help somebody when they pay your prices. That is going to create demand because the way you show up and the way you sell your services will be so much more potent and powerful than if you feel like shit, think your services can't help anyone, and think that your audience is full of judgmental bitches who are judging your every move. So how's that for ending the year on a high note? Your audience isn't full of judgmental bitches. It's full of bitches who want to pay you and are your biggest fucking fans. That's how I like to see it anyways. I hope you loved this revamped episode of one of 2023's greatest hits, and I hope you all have a beautiful and safe new year, my friends. Again, thank you so much for being here and being a part of my podcast family. The links for the High Vibe Holiday Bundle and one-to-one coaching are in my show notes of this episode, and keep your ears peeled for the episodes in January and on my Instagram at YourCoachJill for my sales mini course that is coming to you then. I love you guys, and I'll see you in 2024. Thanks so much for listening to the From Imposter to Empowered podcast. Head to the show notes to learn how you can work with me, where you can buy my best-selling book, You're Not Special, and how to get on my email list for free. Screenshot this episode and add it to your Instagram stories, tagging me at Your Coach Jill. See you next time.